let's review Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Hot Honey Crunchies. We've had a pizza cereal, we've had a bacon cereal, but can we survive a hot honey cereal? Have our crazy friends from across the pond made something that's ace or rubbish? Friends, it's time to eat some cereal. Happy birthday, everybody. Welcome to Cerealsly, where we take cereals seriously. My name is Alex, and I eat and review hundreds of cereals a year with episodes every single week in order to help you get the most out of your cereal experience. Today on Cerealsly, we're taking a look at a super special limited edition flavor cereal from Kellogg's, Crunchy Nut Hot Honey Crunchies. This cereal is a UK exclusive, and this box went on an incredible journey to get into my hands, thanks to some local Brits who went above and beyond to help out this channel. Knowing that a cereal that's hot honey flavored was going to be released, I knew I had to do everything I could to get my hands on some, but I didn't have the ability to fly to England to get it myself. Thankfully, just down the road from me, there's this incredible store called The British Connection that exclusively sells imported British groceries and sweets and biscuits and tea and frozen goods. Now, they didn't have this one in stock, but the owner was willing to see what they could do to track down some from their suppliers. Now, unfortunately, none of those suppliers were stocking it, so I thought it was the end of the road. But they emailed me just a few days later to say that their son, Andre, was traveling from the UK to Los Angeles to visit them in just a few weeks. Now, even though Andre was only traveling with a single backpack, he was willing to cram this in and traveled the whole way with this box rustling around inside. Finally, they sent me this picture of him as it arrived in the States. Listen, that's not just good customer service. That is incredible service in every step along the way. They personally imported this single box of crazy cereal for me. That is amazing. And Andre, if you're watching, I want you to know that regardless of whether these are actually any good, I could not be any more grateful to you and your family. And hey, faithful viewers, if you ever are in the LA area, make sure to stop at the British Connection in Torrance. Buy some great British stuff and thank them 1,000 times over with me. All right, now let's get to the cereal itself. Crunchy Nut was invented in England in 1980 and quickly rose to become the #1 cereal in the UK. It's estimated that 1 in 4 British people have a box of Crunchy Nut in their cupboards right now. Now, normal Crunchy Nut is honey-sweetened cornflakes paired with chopped peanuts. I don't think we have a big-name American cereal that has chopped peanuts in it. Can you think of one? But normal Crunchy Nut is not what we're reviewing today. Instead, what rose to the Cerealsly alert level was this exclusive limited edition flavor, Hot Honey Crunchies. Now, just from the picture on the box, it's clear that these are quite different than normal Crunchy Nut. They're not the same flakes at all. Instead, they're pressed scoops of corn, wheat, and oat. Also, there are no nuts in here at all. Instead, they're putting all of the focus on the flavor itself. They're absolutely trying to play into the fact that the spicy, sweet and spicy flavor profile is on the rise. And I think just by being brave enough to make these and market these, they've already achieved victory. There is a buzz around this in the cereal world. And the only other company I could think of that is doing things this wacky is General Mills, with the many zany flavors of Cinnamon Toast Crunch that they've released in the past few years. But will this actually taste good? Is the world ready for spicy cereals? Could this be what we all need at breakfast to kick our butts into the new day? And can we recreate this on our own in the United States? Listen, now I want to use all of my cereal expertise to help you decide if you need a bowl of UK exclusive Crunchy Nut Hot Honey Crunchies. Hey, if you made it this far in the video, you are smashing. Is that the right way to use that word? But would you do me one more favor? Would you like this video and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment with what cereal we should look at together in a future episode? Doing any one of those things would really help me out. Hey, I want to make special mention too of our merch store. I've got some of our merch here to show you. Here we have the Plain Jane Cerealsly logo t-shirt. Pretty cool, pretty cool. My favorite though, and my kid's favorite, which is great, is this one. I think this t-shirt is rad. Look, it has like a little Cerealsly logo. On the back, it has the full logo. I think this one is so awesome. Really soft and nice t-shirts. I think you'll like these. And then finally, I wanted to show you this itty bitty mug that you can get. I originally put this up as the closest I could get to a cereal bowl. It's kind of like a cereal bowl, just a really small one with a handle made of metal. But since the store originally went up, I have found and been able to add a dog bowl, which now is the closest we could get to a cereal bowl. Big thanks to everybody who has thought about even purchasing something from the merch store. That is really, really generous and warms my heart that you're representing the channel. Hey, and before we jump into the review, I also want to follow up on what I promised last week, which was that I have a major announcement for you today. The announcement is the biggest someone with a YouTube channel can have, in a way, and that's that Cerealsly is coming to a close. After today, we're going to have 2 more episodes released on the next 2 Saturdays, and then this channel is going to be done. There's no big problem that's leading to the end. There's no big issue or drama at all. This has just been one of my life's big dream projects, and I'm satisfied that I've completed the good work. Before I get tired, before I have complaints, before I feel anything other than deep gratitude for the support and fun, I'm going to wrap things up. So my apologies if this is souring the mood, but I wanted you to hear it clearly so we can enjoy these final episodes fully together. All right. I think I am ready. I have got my bowls. I've got my spoon. I have got my trusty 1% milk. And of course, I have the cereal of the hour all the way across an ocean to get to me, thanks to my friends at the British Connection. Any guesses? Hot honey flavored cereal? Is this going to be good? We have got to open this stuff up and see what it looks like in a bowl. That was like the easiest bag to open ever. They're doing something right over there in merry old England. Well, to me, it looks simple and beautiful. It has a nice orangey yellowy color. Let me see if it smells like anything. No, it does not smell like anything at all. You can tell it's not a thick spray coating, but instead sort of a powdery coating that's on these. And that's an interesting choice for what is usually a honey glazed cereal to instead have a powder on it. That's an odd decision. But they also changed the flakes completely, so they're out for something very new. But now the time has come. Let us try Crunchy Nut Hot Honey Crunchies Dry. Boy, is that a subtle flavor. Maybe it's my bonkers American palate talking, but this is some mild cereal. It was nice and crunchy, which is good because that word shows up twice in the title, but I don't even know if I could have guessed that it had a honey flavor on it. It's a little bit sweet, and only right now am I getting a tiny bit of heat on my tongue. So it's very much a residual heat type of flavor. I wonder if that would build as you take more and more bites. And I'm very curious to see if milk washes that off or somehow amplifies it. So let's do that next. Let's put some milk on this. All right, let's try Crunchy Nut Hot Honey Crunchies from Kellogg's in milk. Okay. Well, that certainly did bring out more sweetness, which was good. It definitely needed that. I wonder if it's the liquid of the milk mixing with that powder coating that I mentioned that finally is giving it some flavor. The flakes themselves, the little scoops of grain here, are okay. They have a little puffness to them, so they're crunchy, but they're not crisp at all. They're certainly not like a cornflake. And again, only now, after having talked for quite a while, am I getting any sense that there is a heat component to this. In that way, this is a very safe cereal. Boy, I expected more of a punch from this. Let me give it a few more bites and see if that amps things up at all. Man, this is weak. Even after taking several bites, there is only a very slight sense of this being hot. Now that's still weird for cereals. I have only ever had that in maybe Cinefuego cereal from Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but I wish it had more of a kick. In a way, this is a little bit of a letdown. Sometimes I try these wacky cereals and it's like, oh my gosh, it's terrible, or wow, they're really onto something. This one is neither of those things. Like I said, they already got what they needed, which was a buzz, even in the media, about these. So in one sense, their work is done. But boy, I wish it had lived up to that with a little bit more drama in the bowl. And actually, we're going to try one more thing before we're done. You who are paying the most attention will have noticed that I said that I had bowls ready, and that's because I want to try to recreate a more accurate version of this that we can put together here in America. Maybe our version will have a little bit more zing. So let me show you what we're going to do here. First, of course, I have normal Kellogg's Corn Flakes. I actually went to one grocery store and they were all out of this. The cupboards were bare. I thought that was crazy. I had to go to a second store to get Corn Flakes. Along with this, I did prepare some chopped peanuts. These are unsalted, roasted peanuts. And I say chopped, but I actually in the studio didn't have anything to chop them with, but I did have a hammer. So these are smashed peanuts. Which I thought was very American of me. And then, of course, I had to get our own hot honey. This is Mike's Hot Honey, by far the best known hot honey on the market right now, leading the way in some ways, I think, in the spicy movement. So I say we put this together and see if a homebrew version is going to beat the official one. Sprinkle some of these peanuts on. Then a healthy dose of hot honey. Dang, I gotta say, this already looks great. I'm gonna mix it up so it coats all of the flakes. All right, I think that is plenty coated. I'm gonna jump straight to putting milk on it too so we can kind of get the whole experience. All right, my friends, let us try homemade Kellogg's Corn Flakes with smashed peanuts and Mike's Hot Honey on it in milk. Wow. I'm a cereal genius. Dang, it's so yummy. I think there are a couple keys here. First of all, making this with actual cornflakes is way better. I wonder what they were thinking. Why did they change the normal crunchy nut away from actually having cornflakes in it? That ended up doing them no favors. Second, it's kind of fun to have smashed peanuts in this. I think I've had chopped peanuts on ice cream as a topping, maybe on a cookie, but never in cereal before, and it's very good. Finally, the Mike's Hot Honey is just killer. In fact, I want another bite before I even go on. Of course, it tastes much more like the honey that you're used to because it is. But you know what's interesting? I actually don't think it's all that much spicier than what we had in the crunchy nut. It's a yummier spicy, a yummier sweetness, but I don't know if this spicy is more powerful than the first spicy. That's really surprising to me. Still, this homemade version is 10 times, 20 times better than what Kellogg's in the UK put in that box. Again, that one wasn't gross, but it wasn't the home run that this is. If you're a person who normally puts honey on their cereal, just for a kick, try it with Mike's Hot Honey. I think you might enjoy it. Hey, one more caution as I'm looking down at this bowl, though. Maybe I know now why they use this other type of flake, and that's because my cornflakes have gone sogged immediately. I mean, I really would have had to dig at this bowl of cereal to finish it off before it went soggy. These crunchy nut flakes, on the other hand, are mostly retaining their shape. Of course, they're a little bit more crunchy because some of them are outside of the milk, but maybe they knew it would take people longer to eat this hot honey cereal, so they went with a flake that would stay crunchier in milk for longer. That's at least a plausible explanation, isn't it? All right, all that's left now is to give both of these cereals a rating out of 5. Well, my friends, we have done it all. We talked. We ate, we took every facet of taste and texture and geography into consideration. And now it's enough. My final verdict on Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Hot Honey Crunchies, exclusively available in Britain, is 2.5 out of 5. It's mostly harmless. It's times like this where I wish there was a little bit more drama on this channel, but I'm just giving you the straight shot. It's okay. On the other hand, I would give the homemade cornflakes plus hammer smashed peanuts plus Mike's Hot Honey a 4 out of 5. Genuinely yummy, tasted classic because of the cornflakes with honey on it. The peanuts pepped it up a little bit, and of course, Mike's Hot Honey is just phenomenal. So you have to give this combination a try. If you want to try today's featured cereal for yourself, I hope you have a relative from the UK that can bring it to you, or you have an incredible British Connection store around you and they have a relative from the UK that can bring it to you. Again, a huge thanks to Andre and the staff over at the British Connection. Now listen, I'd love to spend even more time together, and YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy the videos that are on screen now, so check those out while you're waiting for our brand new episode next week. Until then, never be soggy, man.